having us, and thanks to all the parents and students that showed up tonight just to kind of support the effort. I want to run through just one slide just to kind of bring a little bit of context back in, but I'm going to try to be as brief as I can to make sure we get the show on the road and get this all over with by 5:30. So, real quick, this is an applied civics project for my government and AP government students as a way for them to be practicing persuasive writing skills in a way that's highly relevant to where they live. And, you know, when we're talking about local politics, it's about as real as things can get, especially for a young person. So the process here was a little bit of group research, brainstorming. We made a field trip here not a couple months ago, and students progressed through developing individual arguments for where they wanted to see the city in the next 20 to 30 years, which, I mean, even for adults, it's hard to think that far in the future, but for young people, it's like it's really helpful to have an exercise like that. And after a couple of checkpoints through the process, we invited the writing coaches in Montana, some of whom are here today. So quick shout out to them, big thank you to them. They came in and read student papers on 2 occasions, right kind of at the tail end of the process, to ensure that everybody's product was really optimized, their best work, if you will. A couple of finalists communicating with the planning staff, and we had a small group of students that were willing to participate today. So, you know, they've got a good idea kind of buttoned up for you, and I'll leave it to them to explain the details. So anyway, thanks again. Appreciate you guys.
Great. Thanks, Mr. Webb. Okay.
Hello, my name is Whitney Workman, and I am here to propose the creation of a Transportation Advisory Committee. So the city and the state have a history of disagreement seen during the Downtown Whitefish Highway Study, as well as the Whitefish US 93 Urban Traffic Study. So I am proposing this committee to create an organized form of communication between the city and the state. We have seen success with these committees with the city of Kalispell through the creation of the bypass, one of MDT's biggest projects, as well as Missoula, who has also seen many successes. This committee will have members from the city, as well as MDT, Police for Public Safety, city council members, business owners, and any townsfolk who are interested. Hopefully through the creation of this committee, we can make decisions on the highway that will please the city by increasing walkability and the charm of downtown while still moving traffic efficiently. Thank you.
Thank you, Whitney.
Before I start, I'd like to thank the Planning Board for this opportunity to present our policies. I know we've spent a long time on these, and we've been really excited to share them all with you. Good governance is the basis of equal representation. Whitefish is known for its strong sense of community and welcoming nature. It's no secret that we have an increasing demographic of wealthier seasonal residents who are incentivized to engage more in public discourse, right? Because they have the time and the means to go to these meetings. Who among the restaurant industry has the time to attend a 6 p.m. council meeting? Almost no one. If this trend continues, policies will increasingly favor this vocal minority rather than the community as a whole. To mediate this imbalance, I suggest implementation of an equity leader or some related department. Essentially, this official will ensure all residents, regardless of economic status or housing situation, have say in city decisions. As a plan forward, I suggest that this equity leader will define the problem. First, to tackle it, you need to see exactly who is disproportionately represented in the municipal government. So that'll be taking demographic data, housing data, and of course, making all of this public. Or it could look like making more opportunities such as this, where it's facilitated to engage in the municipal government. As I make my closing remarks, I'd like to say that by hiring an equity leader and implementing proactive, engaging strategies, we can ensure that Whitefish's future reflects the need of all its residents. Equity strengthens communities. To preserve Whitefish today, we must embrace inclusion for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan.
Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity to speak. My name is Tyler Wick, and I've partnered with Griffin Gunlickson on this presentation regarding multi-use buildings. As more people move to Whitefish and the demand for commercial development and affordable housing increases, the city should consider assisting in the development of more affordable housing options, as well as an increased space available for commercial development. Our proposal is that the city do this by incentivizing businesses and property owners to develop mixed-use buildings that can service these needs. We understand this is not a simple issue and it will require further diligence as well as possible rezoning. But this effort will increase year-round jobs as well as tax revenue. And our suggestion is that we use incentives available to the cities such as tax abatements or rebates to motivate development. With that, I'll give it over to Griffin.
Hello, I'm Griffin Gunlickson, and my policy paper was more on what mixed-use development is and their benefits. So, if you don't know, mixed-use developments are buildings where residential and commercial spaces coexist. This allows for the growth in community as well as affordable housing and businesses. So, with new spaces, entrepreneurs and business owners are able to start and or grow their businesses, and creating vibrant neighborhoods with cafes and local shops integrated with housing could draw professionals and entrepreneurs seeking an outdoorsy and community-focused lifestyle. So, with commercial spaces on the bottom and residential on top, many building operation costs will be shared. This allows for housing to be more affordable. And not only will residents have more affordable housing, but they will also be closer to work, which reduces the need for cars, minimizing traffic congestion. So back to design, mixed-use developments promote a compact design, reducing urban sprawl, letting us focus on existing areas. And as Whitefish looks to the future, mixed-use developments offer a solution for managing the rapid growth as well as supplying housing and business spaces for current or new residents.
Hello, my name is Jake Dunker.
And I'm Isaac Gibbs.
And for our plan, we feel it is aptly named Make Central Central again. Now, when you think of Central Avenue, you might think of possibly the road that's behind us, but you also might think of the people that are in our town, the people that walk through the town, the Christmas stroll, all of the gems that really make Whitefish Whitefish. Of course, it's the town that really puts us on the map. But our town and all the people in it are under an increasing threat from the cars that are driving on these roads, and especially from those people coming from out of town who don't necessarily understand our unspoken codes of conduct on the roads. And so with that, we stand in firm affirmation of our plan, which states that we should enact temporary street closures of Central Avenue from Railway Street to 2nd Street every Thursday during the summer. So that's going to be going from those months of May until August, running every Thursday. We chose that Thursday because we felt that weekends might get a little oversaturated in the town if we did this. And then since we're already closing on Tuesday, we felt that we'd pair it up with Thursday. We're closing Tuesday for those farmers markets, and then Thursday is going to be for our plan. Now, our plan would cost next to nothing. It would just simply be the implementation of roadblocks on each end of the streets. And diving into that rationale a little bit of what this would actually do to the town, first of all, we're going to be increasing the foot traffic for the local businesses. So we're going to be bringing in these people that are able to spend more money downtown. It's going to be bringing in more food trucks for downtown, and it's just going to be promoting our local businesses, which truly make us who we are.
Another way that this would affect the city is that it would increase the walkability of Whitefish. We believe that an installation like this would fit really well into the existing bike and multi-use path network, and it would encourage usage of that path and then therefore decreasing traffic downtown, so we would be more motivated to walk there.
And just to get into a little bit of evidence of why we chose this plan, up on the board we have cited from the UK Department of Transportation just a quick study that was talking about how walkable downtowns actually bring in more loyal customers, and that was specifically talking about how when you have these people that are walking downtown, they're more incentivized to go into those businesses. After all, people in cars are just driving by, they're not actually stopping. When you have people who are walking downtown, biking downtown, whatever it may be, they're more likely to come inside to these businesses, spend more money, and be more loyal customers, because they feel that they are being treated better as they're being prioritized over these people in cars. They are being able to come outside, get some activity, as well as go into our local businesses, thus promoting them to be loyal, repeat customers for our town.
We also have another study from the University of Wisconsin that shows that active streets economically benefit our local businesses. When people are walking or biking to their places where they're buying things, they tend to spend more money than people who are just driving by. And it will also preserve the longevity of our tourism economy in Whitefish. In Helena and Banff, they both used walkable streets to revitalize their towns, and they were very successful, and we believe that something like that could have a similar effect in Whitefish. In conclusion, we believe that this plan is important to the future of Whitefish because it's going to prioritize the health of our local businesses and make it more enjoyable to live here as a local during the summertime, and also provide a tourist attraction to bring more people to our town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Me. Hi, my name is Kelly Klepper, and I am here to propose a vacancy tax. This tax will be imposed on property owners whose homes remain vacant and unused for over 6 months of the year. The average vacancy rate in Whitefish, Montana is 24.644%, which is approximately 1/4 of all of our homes. And Whitefish has an unproportionate ratio of average income to average home price. So in order to better our housing prices and help just the whole housing situation, I believe a vacancy tax would definitely do that. The vacancy tax would generate revenue from the numerous vacant homes that can then be put back into our housing industry towards our low-income housing as well as our workforce housing. This will economically benefit our community because the majority of Whitefish residents are part of the workforce, and if their housing is in better shape, then our community will be in better shape as well. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren Rossi, and we're all here to talk about the infrastructure improvements to Whitefish. I'm sure we've all experienced during the summer and the winter backed up traffic congestion and no parking spots and increased traffic accidents. And while we do have the running snow bus system that helps with public transportation, it has a limited schedule and doesn't take us to all the high tourist locations in our town. So my proposition is that we should update the existing snow bus system to create a more accessible and year-round public transportation network. So this system would help to create a safer Whitefish by taking people off the roads and decreasing the amount of biker accidents or walker accidents by having one big bus. That would help create less accidents in Whitefish. It should decrease it by about 23 times the amount of accidents. It'll also make the roads less congested, open up parking spaces all around town, and it makes the town more accessible to tourists who maybe don't have a way to get to some of the high tourist attractions, since rental cars are pretty expensive and often limited in the summer. Having this public transportation network will get everyone to where they need to go a lot easier. The Montana Department for Transportation can offer grants that will help fund the initial updated snow bus system, but then I believe that we should add a bus fare that can help pay for these buses. This could be transformed into bus passes that locals can use if they're using the bus constantly to get to work. And it could just be on a 2-week basis or just a single-day basis for tourists to pay the bus fare. But I think this would overall decrease traffic and accidents and make Whitefish a much safer place. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ethan Hunsaker, and I'm here to talk about electric vehicle charging. Electric vehicles are a growing industry. It's predicted by the Edison Institute of Electricity that by 2035, over a quarter of all residential vehicles will be electric. Therefore, we need to future-proof Whitefish by installing electric vehicle chargers. And I think that one of the best ways to do that is that we should update Whitefish's parking code to mandate electric vehicle charging in new constructions. So when new buildings are built, we should install electric vehicle chargers in them. This will promote tourism in Whitefish because it will attract tourists who would otherwise not have a way to fuel their electric vehicles. It will increase electric vehicle adoption in Whitefish, which would be a great thing as it'll reduce pollution, noise pollution, air pollution, and it'll just generally make the city cleaner. We can see there are a lot of benefits to electric vehicles, and we need to future-proof Whitefish. We don't have a good infrastructure. In town, we only have electric vehicle chargers in the parking structure adjacent to this building and in some gas stations a little bit farther out of town. So I'm just here to say that we need to future-proof this infrastructure if we want to retain the same volume of tourism and whatnot that Whitefish currently has. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to address a critical issue affecting our waterways here in Whitefish. That problem is stormwater runoff. Now, if you're not aware, stormwater runoff is when rain or snowmelt flow over surfaces such as parking lots or roads and pick up pollution like oil, chemicals, or debris. That runoff then flows directly into our rivers and lakes, which degrades the water quality. But there is hope. The city plan should incorporate permeable pavement along with rainwater filtration and harvesting systems to parking lots and structures to reduce pollution of the local waterways. Now, permeable pavement in simple terms is just pavement with holes in it that allow water to pass through. Permeable pavement can absorb up to 5 gallons of water per minute and reduce runoff by about 7%. 7% may not seem like a large percentage, but implementation across the whole town will lead to major improvements. Second, a rainwater filtration system channels water from parking lots and deposits it into rain gardens. A rain garden is simply a small patch of soil that has native plants which have... Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to address a critical issue affecting our waterways here in Whitefish. That problem is stormwater runoff. Now, if you're not aware, stormwater runoff is when rain or snowmelt flow over surfaces such as parking lots or roads and pick up pollution like oil, chemicals, or debris. That runoff then flows directly into our rivers and lakes, which degrades the water quality. But there is hope. The city plan should incorporate permeable pavement along with rainwater filtration and harvesting systems to parking lots and structures to reduce pollution of the local waterways. Now, permeable pavement in simple terms is just pavement with holes in it that allow water to pass through. Permeable pavement can absorb up to 5 gallons of water per minute and reduce runoff by about 7%. 7% may not seem like a large percentage, but implementation across the whole town will lead to major improvements. Second, a rainwater filtration system channels water from parking lots and deposits it into rain gardens. A rain garden is simply a small patch of soil that has native plants which help filter and absorb the runoff. This adds greenery and significantly reduces the pollutant level of runoff before it reaches our waterways, thus increasing the water quality. Finally, a rainwater harvesting system can be installed on top of buildings such as the parking garage or the schools and will capture and redirect rainwater for use in the rain gardens as well. This decreases runoff and promotes the beauty of Whitefish by the addition of more rain gardens. Together, our solutions will transform the infrastructure of Whitefish for the better. Thank you.
Okay, short and sweet this year. Looking forward, I really don't see any reason to not continue doing this with the generations of students that are coming up the pipeline here. One more thank you to the board and all the other students and writing coaches and parents and our presenters for today. Really appreciate the opportunity and looking forward to the next one. Cheers.